Gav, do you smell that? It smells like disgusting day-old vegetables.
What? Aren't they a fruit though? Because they've got.
I fucked it.
Because they've got.
I
seeds.
fucked the intro.
Do you know what's the favorite thing is that if I didn't say it, I knew Audio Boy was going to say it, so I just had to like.
It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. So won't you lend an ear?
Yep. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Meandering Movie Podcast, where we talk about movies and movie-related things.
Your voice broke. Wee. Are the champions?
I've been up since.
You're in no place to call him out for his voice breaking. The entirety of that last episode, your nose was whistling.
But why? Why was it whistling? Hay fever.
Is that hay fever?
Yeah.
It sounded like one gigantic bogey just rocking.
You know me, I just like to stock them up.
In a cusp. The movie podcast where we talk about most things movie. This week, as with the intro made very clear, we want to talk about Rotten Tomatoes.
Also, my name is the Mulch Boy.
Oh, fuck.
Gavin.
Every time I do the intro now, I forget to... I'm Gary, and you are...
I'm the Mulch Boy, Gavin.
And you are...
Eating minstrels.
That's a good nickname. So, Rotten Tomatoes, specifically RottenTomatoes.com, which, for anyone not in the know, is a movie website which aggregates scores based on critic reviews and user reviews to give two distinct scores, the user score and the critic score, which they then amalgamate into one score to give it, what, 3 ratings? Certifiably fresh,
And rotten.
But
if you want to know what Rotten Tomatoes actually is, it's where criticism of movies goes to die. It's a shithole. It's a waste of time, and it has destroyed critical thought of movies, and I hate it.
What? How? How is any of that the truth?
Because what Rotten
Do you want to
Tomatoes...
go first?
I mean,
Just before we could crack on, do you want to go first here? And do you want to do the nasty, I'm going to shit all over Rotten Tomatoes? Yeah?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why we're doing this. That's why we're here. How
no
long have we had
alternative.
this episode in the bank when I'm like, I'm ready to just go? Because I've had
Right.
these thoughts building up for a long time.
So why? Why is it the place where movie criticisms go to die?
Because much like why I don't like ratings, Rotten Tomatoes takes the entire deluge of criticism of a movie, and I don't, maybe not the word criticism when it comes to reviews,
That's
but
a good word, deluge.
thank you. The entire assortment of opinions upon a movie and boils them all down to a percentage, removing all context, substance, subtext, meaning, and expression, and puts it into 2 numbers and a percentage marker. And that's all you get.
No, you don't. You get there's reviews all over Rotten Tomatoes.
Sure, but 99% of people, and there's a percentage for you, go on to Rotten Tomatoes, look at, it's 44%, the movie's bad, and don't watch it. Or that's their entire criticism of it. That says 44%, so that's how I'm going to think about this movie walking into it, and I won't think any other way. People don't go into movies with their own opinion anymore. They go in with it, how's Rotten Tomatoes told me to think about this movie?
So what your real problem with has nothing to do with Rotten Tomatoes. It has to do with people not having their own opinions.
It has to do with what Rotten Tomatoes has made movie criticism into. As someone who
I like Rotten Tomatoes.
of course you like Rotten Tomatoes, because
I
I hate it, so you have to like it.
No, but
We
I
are
like
yin and yang.
But then I don't use it. I don't go on Rotten Tomatoes before a film. I'll watch a film and then I'll go on Rotten Tomatoes afterwards.
Why?
Out of interest. Because Rotten Tomatoes, I get 100%.
Because you want a percentage to enforce your opinion?
No, because a good chunk of the time I'm the opposite of there's a good bunch of films where I go on it going, oh man, I had a great time during that film, and I go on it's like 4%.
Okay, but after you look at the percentage,
damn.
how often do you then scroll down and start clicking on all of the reviews and reading the different thoughts and opinions of the different people and try to understand why other people thought differently about the film from you? How often do you do that?
Well, I don't on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't, because it's all user reviews. I go elsewhere for my. I go to other websites.
You can get you can get critics reviews and you can get user reviews.
Yeah, but it's just a fucking.
What's the
bad
difference?
Website.
What do you mean?
I can leave a user review.
Okay.
Gary C. Men in Black International was the best movie I've seen, Oscar worthy.
Oh, I know that's not true.
No, it's not. But you know what I mean? I could go on there and I could say that because it's my opinion. Whereas critic reviews have to be verified critics for a publication?
Yes,
Of
because
some
I
description?
at one point attempted to be one of those people and was not able to,
Why?
because I'm not a verified critic with what's the word, credentials that prove that I have a proper career status within the industry.
Isn't that all a bit pish anyway? Like, oh, I have all these things that say I have an opinion that's more factually accurate than yours.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They're not saying that it's more factually accurate. They're just
It's more important. My opinion is more important than yours. Does that know what that means?
I mean, that's not where my problem lies with it. I have no problem with a user review or a critic review. I'll happily read it, any of them. I'm just interested in reading people's opinions, and Rotten Tomatoes isn't a place that enforces the reading of opinions. It enforces people looking at a number and gathering their entire opinion of a movie from a number, a percentage.
But then that's people doing that.
But then again, like I said, it's this website that's now reinforced this way of thinking. Because now look at movie posters now, where it's had its run in the cinema, it's coming out in DVD, and on the DVD it's got 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, and people go, "Oh, I got 98% Rotten Tomatoes, so I guess I can buy it."
Then
now."
that's a fucking bullshit thing movie posters have done for years anyway.
Yeah,
You see any movie poster
mean-
and it's got 1,000 5-star reviews, and you think, oh wow, that must be good. And then you get right close to the movie poster and you see that every single one of those 5-star reviews is for magazines like
oh yeah, I love those ones. Where it's
DirtyJoe.com gave this 5 stars.
like
The Guardians gave it 5 stars. You're like, what the fuck?
I also love the ones where it's like they take, because this has happened before. I know it happened quite significantly in the games industry in the early days. Is they would publishers would take lines from reviews without any context that looked positive, but when you looked at it in the entirety of the context of the paragraph, it was in no way positive, whatever. But it just happened to say like it's maddeningly fun, and then in the entire context, just that's not a good thing apparently, because it's like a platformer.
It was way worse than that. It was more akin to this film is great, and then they'd put that on the poster, and then the actual sentence is, "This film is great," is what I'd say if I'd enjoyed myself for even a single second during the entire 95-minute runtime.
Did you?
And then you look at the poster and you go, "Oh, cool! That guy that I respect said this film is great." No, he didn't.
There was for the movie poster that the movie Legend with Tom Hardy, where he played the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
And they put the poster out, and it made it look like one of the reviews had 5 stars, but it was actually different reviews put together or something like that to make it look like it.
It was actually the way that they were standing on the poster. You had a whole bunch of like 5-star reviews coming down, and then where their legs were, they put a 2-star review, so it looks like a 5-star review, just from like the way you're looking at it.
What?
Yeah.
It's a weird
And
one.
then they got called out in it because the reviewer was just like, I didn't like this movie, like all this kind of stuff. And then
Why did they put the 2-star review on there in the first place?
Because it's just, why don't they just put it on the poster and lie? The interesting thing is,
why just not put that one up though? I don't understand why they tempted. I have to see this poster. Why would they tempt fate and go, "Oh, you know what would be fun? Let's put that guy's shitty review on our poster and see if anybody notices it."
I mean, that Audio Boy is now showing
It was
it.
The Guardian gave it a 2-star review.
Oh, so
hidden behind his
think
head.
that it's covered? Yeah. Why did they do that?
Because it's genius.
That's amazing. That is clever.
Yeah.
In fairness,
Because
Well
it looks
played.
so convincing. Like, 'cause it just tricks the eye. Of just
Yeah,
like,
because our brains are stupid.
oh, yeah, mine is, definitely.
So yeah, I mean, but it's no different than that. Was my point, I think.
Sure, but the...
Sure.
How do we throat clear there? Anyway, yes, that is the case, but I feel that Rotten Tomatoes is the new evolution of things like that, where we've had it in newspapers, we've had it on posters, we've had it in trailers, where in the trailers it can say, it was mind-bendingly crazy, and then in the full review it say, if you like to watch kiddie porn, and you're just like, well, no, I don't. I never
shit.
know what... So, and I feel Rotten Tomatoes is the new evolution of this, and I'm sick on a daily basis of going onto different social medias and seeing Rotten Tomatoes bullshit of just like, oh, this movie's only 40%. Guess I won't be watching this one. And I'm like, or why not? Like, give this movie a chance, maybe experience something, and you might come out of that and it could be the best movie you see all year. But not
then
just look at a fucking percentage.
It does give you a good read.
Does it though?
Well, I mean,
I mean, if
Kind of.
I so often have looked at comparisons of like, here's all the Rotten Tomato scores for all these movies and stuff, and I'm like, okay, but what does that tell me about the movie?
yeah. I mean, I agree that it's a very simplified base version.
It is the epitome of simplified.
So yeah, just to clarify, so there's not a single number. I've got that wrong. There's only two numbers they give you. They give you the tomato meter, which is the critics' review, and then an audience score. So, for example, I've just pulled up Bohemian Rhapsody because I was interested. And I thought this will be a good one because you hate it, and the audience is the plebs. They love it, right?
I didn't say the word plebs.
No, I'm saying plebs.
Okay.
If you like Bohemian Rhapsody, you're a pleb.
If you like Green Book, you're a simpleton.
Fucking that film.
Best picture winner, Green Book, everybody.
So yes, I pulled up Bohemian Rhapsody, and at a glance, I think it sells the picture. So, what do you think? What do you think it is? Tomato meter, critics score, and audience score.
I'm gonna guess
For Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. So Oscar winning for 5 Oscars, 4 Oscars, however many it was.
I'm going to say 78%
Critic or audience?
critic.
What do you think audience?
84.
Okay.
For critic, I was gonna say 84, and for audience, I was gonna say in the 70, 72 or something like that.
Okay, so you think audience is lower than critics?
Yeah.
So critic score 61%. So it's not even certified fresh. That's just a fresh movie. And audience score is 86%.
Audiences are dumb.
Well, but I think my point there is I think as a base metric level, as looking at it from just a I'm kind of interested to see what critics thought and what audiences thought at a glance, at a you know what I mean? And I agree. If you want to, I would 100% vouch for any person that wants to go and see any film to just go do it. And ideally, go do it as blind as possible. Go do it without reading anything. Not even your favorite reviewer's review. Go into any film, watch it, and then come out and look at other people's reviews. Because
I mean, that's the way I work.
it's what I try and do, granted. Because like High Life, actually. High Life was probably the one that I did it most recently. I went into that, and I think I'd seen the poster for it, and I'd heard a synopsis of the story, but that was about it. And I thought that sounds interesting. I want to go see that. But I hadn't looked into it other than those 2 pieces of information, which really is not much to go on. Hated it, for lack of a better word. And then came out and thought, I'm going to read into that because this is one of these, like Isle of Dogs is another one. Actually, you know what? Isle of Dogs is probably better because I think High Life is just universally hated at this point. Nobody seems to like it. Isle of Dogs, however, which I've talked about before, came out and just went, it didn't resonate. Went and read reviews online, and yeah, everyone fucking loves that movie. So it's just a Gary problem. And that's fine. That's not a problem. It's not like it's a...
That singular problem you had right there seems to be a problem I have on a daily/weekly basis, which is a movie comes out, I watch it, and so often I just feel like I never seem to find the consensus with audiences.
Yeah. With the humans.
Sometimes it happens and it's lovely. Was it like when Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out and everyone was losing their fucking mind, and I was just like, okay, here we go. It's going to happen again, and I'm going to have to be that person that says I didn't like it. And I walked in and I was with everyone. I was like, this is one of the best things I have ever had the delight of watching. And it was so nice to be a part of that.
The
wave. But a lot of the time, I go into movies blind, I watch the movie, I form my own opinion of the movie, and then I come out, and depending on my opinion, like Midsummer's a perfect example. It's just come out in the cinemas. Ari Aster's new film, who did Hereditary before that. I walked into Midsummer not that enthusiastic because I thought Hereditary was horrendously overrated. Like that film was nowhere near the incredible change in horror experience because it's not a horror film. Number 2.
We talked about Hereditary.
No, we haven't, but
because I liked it, but I'm with it's
okay.
As a very quick review, because we're not meant to be talking about this. Hereditary, I liked it. I did enjoy it, but it marketed it it got marketed as a straight horror film,
Yeah.
which it 100% isn't. It's grisly and it gives you creeping dread, but it's not necessarily a horror movie, I would say.
I mean, by the end,
For reference, it got an audience score of 65%, and
Score higher.
the other one, the tomato meter, which I assume is the critics one, is 89%.
There you go. Which I figured that would happen. Because I know
do
everyone...
you know why I think it got 89%?
everyone
Though,
fucking hates
is Toni Collette.
What happened with... Oh, her performance.
So she
Yeah.
was good.
I
in
was
it.
about to say, who the fuck is Tony? But then I remembered, yeah.
Like Toni Collette's
I thought
performance.
it was Shelley Duvall when I first watched it as well. She looks like Shelley Duvall.
Or Che Guevara. Imagine Che Guevara was like Toni Collette's character. So yeah, with Midsummer, I walked into it not that enthusiastic because I didn't like his previous film,
Yeah.
but still interested because I feel like Ari Aster is one of these directors who is going to do his own thing no matter what, and it's going to divide audiences. And he's got such a vision in that film. I don't know why I'm now reviewing Midsummer. I'm going to stop. But yeah, he's got a vision in that. But then I came out of it and I'm like, how are other people thinking about this
Yeah.
film? Because after the Hereditary came out, people were just losing their shit. And now I've seen that with Midsummer, people...
It's so funny you say that, though, because after Hereditary came out, everyone in my circle was it called a monkey circle? Monkey sphere.
What's the one where you put a biscuit on...
No, your monkey sphere is your direct... It's your direct kind of
I've never heard that.
person, like your bubble, your opinion bubble, basically, would
Sure.
probably be another word for it.
Which is now what Twitter has become.
Anyway,
So yeah, then I came out and of Midsummer, and I've seen that the...
sorry.
I know.
My monkey sphere of Hereditary was everyone hated it. Sorry.
And the spheres that I kind of was in of movie criticism and such
Yeah.
like that, people were just going ape shit for it.
Yeah,
And now I've come out of Midsummer, and people are not that big on it. They're not that enthusiastic about it, which I can see why, because like I've said, it's a film you know where it's going. But I'm using this as an example of when I come out of movies, I look to,
Yeah, you go and
reviews
then look into the reviews
and
on
other
on
stuff like
wherever
that.
you want.
and I've lost my point now. Thanks, Audio Boy. I don't know where I was going to go.
I think you were literally just reviewing Midsummer.
I mean, but I was using it as an example of
How much you liked Midsummer.
No,
we know.
of how I approach these Rotten Tomato bullshit things. Whereas
Yeah.
I feel it's the opposite for a lot of other people, where it's before a movie comes out, they look at Rotten Tomatoes and they let that influence how they are going to experience this film. Look at Batman v Superman is a perfect example of before that movie could even have a full weekend, people were going, "This is the worst movie ever made," and everyone went into that movie going like, "Okay, I'm about to watch the worst movie ever made," and then they were like, "That wasn't that bad, but everyone hates it, so I'm just going to really hate it as well," and then it just became like this tidal wave
Kind
of,
of like a meme, didn't
to
it?
the point where like it's tomato meter thing plummeted and it was like, it's the worst thing ever, and
What's that sitting at now?
got all the Razzies and all that kind of shit. And when you think about it,
It's not a great film.
compared to the other films that came out that year, Batman v Superman wasn't anywhere near the worst film of that year. It's just
Yeah.
because of the kind of zeitgeist of people just getting worked up and wanting to pull it down.
27% on the critic score and 63% audience score,
Yeah.
which is interesting. So, bringing this back round to my pet peeve on all of this
Is it me? I'd be your pet peeve.
it's less about Rotten Tomatoes having a scoring system, and it's more about, for me, I think actually more than anything, what I like about Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm getting myself confused. My pet peeve with it is just that critics seem to like there's more often than not a disparity between those two scores.
Yes.
If you go into Rotten Tomatoes and you do look at it, the amount of times that critics will either rate something high and audiences fucking hate it, or the other way around, critics hate it but it's an audience pleaser, just makes me laugh. It just makes me think that critics is, I don't know, it's just such...
But there's always been
Dicks.
this... No, because I've always...
No.
As someone who has strived to be a movie critic in some way, I'm obviously going to have a biased opinion, I guess, in some way, because it was a career path that I chased for a long time, and want to maybe I'll chase again. I don't know.
You should, buddy.
Oh, thanks,
Don't
pal.
let your dreams be dreams.
Yeah.
It's a song, I guess.
Imagine.
It's actually not a song. It's a quote of Shia LaBeouf doing a motivational video.
Just do it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shout out to Shia LaBeouf. The new movie he's got coming out looks good. Uh,
The new indie. Is he doing the next indie?
no.
They dropped him.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford's doing the next indie.
Yeah.
What the fuck's that about?
Did you see that quote from Harrison Ford where it was just someone asked him like, "Oh, who do you think should play you after you give up the role?" And he went, "No one. When I die, the role dies." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Sweet, yeah."
But that's 100%.
That obviously won't happen because money, but
But they could easily do Benjamin Jones.
no one wants it. People want Indiana Jones.
Why? Indiana Jones. I love those films, but Indiana Jones is a replaceable character. Like, what is his character?
Because
He's not a character. He's like an icon.
If you do Benjamin Jones instead of Indiana Jones, the people who loved Indiana Jones are just going to be annoyed and think, "What's the point in this?" And you people won't care because they're watching the Marvel movie, so they won't go watch Benjamin Jones. So it's like,
true.
what would be
Combine
the point in doing?
Jessica Jones. Boom.
I mean, it just got
Job done.
They just cancelled it after
Because they've turned it into a movie series
Indie Junior.
with Harrison Ford and Chris.
Yeah, it's like,
nope.
what would be the point in
Kristen
doing
Ritter.
Benjamin Jones?
But then what is the point in doing another Indie Jones? Like,
I mean,
again,
I'm with you. I
that
don't know
character
why
doesn't
they're
make
doing another one. I don't get.
He's not a character, is he? Not really. What character-defining traits can you tell me about?
Yeah, but with Indiana Jones,
hat and whip.
Yes, but with Indiana Jones, it wasn't about the character. It was about the pulpy adventure movies that Spielberg and Lucas used to watch on the TV in
Yeah,
like
exactly.
the 40s. That's what Indiana Jones was. And when it came out in the 80s, it was perfectly placed for that time because all those people had grown up and now they were getting a movie of it. That's what Indiana Jones was. It was never the character of Indy. It was the nostalgia of those pulpy adventure movies of the time.
I seen a
Now
meme.
doing an Indiana Jones movie doesn't make sense because your audience never experienced those pulpy adventure movies. They just have the cultural stepping stone that was Indiana Jones and nothing else to go off of.
I saw a meme the other day of somebody using that clip of Indiana Jones, not clip, the picture of Indiana Jones swapping the golden monkey icon with the bag of water.
Yeah.
But they'd used it in the reference of
A bag of sand.
bag of sand, sorry, not bag of water.
Bag of water be real. He's got a water balloon and he's just kind of like.
But they'd use it in the context of, I did this thing right. And I thought, oh man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, child, because in the film that doesn't work. He sets off all the fucking traps. And then I realized I'm old. That was
We are old.
it's just one of those moments where I thought, how do you not know that, you fucking idiot? And then I went, maybe they're under the age of 20.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
I'm creaky.
it's just like Peter Parker in the MCU Marvel movies where he just talks about like Empire Strikes Back being like a classic movie and stuff.
Yeah.
And he thinks, who was it, in Far From Home, he thought Led Zeppelin was AC/DC and stuff like that. So,
It's harsh. It's a
Quick
harsh
question.
reality.
Audio Boy, have you seen the Indiana Jones movies?
Watched them very young on VHS. I don't remember much.
Best place to watch him.
I still have them on VHS.
Best place to
I
have
really
him.
don't remember much at all.
Okay.
Everyone slates Crystal Skull for being the worst
I
one.
haven't seen that one though.
It is.
It's not.
And you're about to say it's Temple of Doom, and it's not. We've been over this before.
Indie one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Chalice one.
The challenge. Oh, I
What the
love
fuck
that
is
you
his
can't
name?
remember the
I
names
know.
of these.
I'm so tired. Indie one, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Sure,
Indiana 3, The Last Crusade.
There you
Fuck
go.
you. Indiana Jones 4, Temple of the Crystal Skull, and then no, it's not Temple.
Kingdom of the Crystal.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and then Temple.
Why
of
do you
the
have such difficulty?
Raiders
with-
of the Lost Ark has a 95%
yeah,
on
but
Rotten
how
Tomatoes
many?
and a 96 on audience score.
Yeah, but here's another thing you need to realize when it comes to looking at these fucking pointless percentage
So
scores.
wait. So actually, I know what you're about to say. You go first now.
There's
I'll back this up.
825,000 reviews.
Is that the user or is that
User.
That's
Okay.
user. What,
And
how
for
many
the-
critics?
how
does it
many
have?
critics?
Oh, 75.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I was about to agree with you on
How
that.
do they weight their overall score though?
old
Well,
films?
they don't
are
reveal that.
bullshit.
They have this algorithm that they don't explain how the algorithm
So what's
works.
more important? The people with
None
the,
of them.
the quote
None
important
of them are
reviews
important.
or the views of the people.
I think honestly, I think that depends. I think it depends what kind of viewer you are. So Gav respects the critic score more.
No, I don't
And
respect
I
either of the
respect-
scores.
I respect
can't
the,
express to you how much I don't respect the scores. Do you know what I respect? The individual, written out, thought out opinions of the people, whoever they
But
may
then-
be and
but then
whatever
how-
status they may have.
If you're gonna give me a review to a movie that's 50 pages long and you don't give me a TLDR which says 4.5 stars out
For
of
context,
5,
that's too long, didn't read.
too long didn't. Or
for
is
anyone.
it didn't read? Don't read.
I don't know.
I think it's too long. Don't read.
I thought it was too long, didn't read.
Maybe you.
Too long, did not read.
Whatever. Well, why is it not DNR then?
Well, didn't read.
Still DNR.
Didn't is the abbreviation. Didn't is one word.
What's apostrophe? It's basically 2 words.
Don't blame me.
Anyway,
Blame Reddit.
Stupid. TLDR.
Come ask me, Reddit.
I don't think that was a Reddit thing. That was around before Reddit.
Okay.
God, I'm old. It's happening again.
I know, he's
It's
just
happening
really young.
right here.
he's just so young.
Yeah, if you're not going to summarize your fucking sprawling review with an easy to digest
But then that
metric,
Like The Mummy got 59% on Rotten Tomatoes.
idiots. We can all agree.
I mean, keep giving me percentages every so often because you keep reminding me of a question I want to ask. Not just now, just keep pepper them throughout the episode because there's a question I want to get back to. But I want to come back to your point you said there, Gary,
Yeah.
which is like a TLDR situation, which is now the new problem that we exist in within social media and society, which is people want the immediacy of opinion. So they want to watch some guy on YouTube talk for 3 minutes and 42 seconds about a movie and only watch maybe a minute of that, get the general idea and go, okay, this has formed my opinion. I will now go off and think this way about this movie.
Why would anyone form their opinion based off of someone else's opinion?
Because it's easier.
That's
Like
just dumb.
think of something like High Life, for example, a movie because no one ever saw High Life. So I'm trying to think of like an obscure movie that's
You just be like Game of Thrones.
like
You can talk about Game of Thrones and like that's a lot of hours to watch a show. But then like if you can't be arsed watching all that, you could just get someone's review and be like, this was this. I gave this 85%.
you
So like,
can't-
oh, that
no,
was
no,
good.
no.
And then you can be like, I can be a part of that
No, but-
conversation now.
another example is like if you
You-
watch you watch something that I of course love, which is niche, pretentious, artsy movies.
Yeah.
A lot of the time they don't give you answers. They're not easy to follow. You have to think for yourself. A much easier thing to do in that situation once you come out of that movie.
Much like Step Brothers, which got a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. Thank you.
Thank you for choosing Step Brothers. Is
Funny
if
film.
you come out of that niche, pretentious, artsy movie and you're just like, I didn't understand that. What's an easy thing to do? Go watch a 3-minute, 42-second video on YouTube where a guy gives it a review, explains it, and you go, oh, so that's what the movie was about. And he didn't like it. I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
Done. It's just easier to do that instead of sitting there
But then I suppose if you
and
come out of a
thinking
film,
about the movie yourself.
if you come out of a film and you didn't understand the movie, you're not going to like it regardless.
That's not. I mean, I don't know about that. Like, if you come out and you didn't understand the film, I would hope that that person would then strive to try and understand the film and not just go, I didn't get it.
Yeah, but
it's
surely
shite."
if you didn't understand a film, the film's not done a good enough job.
Why is it going to be the film's fault? Why can't it be the person's fault?
Well, yeah, it probably is
'Cause,
the
like,
person's fault.
I-
but
I have come out-
It probably is the person's fault. But if I go to the cinema to watch a movie and I come out going, I don't know what the fuck I just watched, then it's probably because the movie's done something wrong.
No. I think it's just because the movie has not followed the strict formula that now lays out most of your general movies, which is here's your 3-act structure, here's the information that needs to be presented in these 3 acts so that the audience understands what's happening and when it's happening, and boom, that works.
Yeah, but
Why
that-
does a movie have to follow that
Because
structure
if it doesn't, you
when
get
it
films
can...
like High Life, which are pieces of shit.
Yeah, but High Life is a terrible example. But then
Give
you
me a
go-
good example.
But then, well, that's what I was trying to think of, and he talked about
2001 Space Odyssey.
2001: A Space Odyssey, perfect fucking example of like you watch that movie and it just escalates to a level and never tells you anything, and you just have to stick with it and follow it along,
Okay.
and come back to it and research. Blade Runner
It's only got
2049.
7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What?
2001 got 7%.
What audience?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean any. Rotten Tomatoes is a website that showed up 10
Fun
years
fact,
ago.
I just made that up.
Okay,
Yeah,
2001: A Space.
85% of all statistics are made up on the spot.
And you just made that one up.
Yeah.
Maybe. 70% of all made up statistics are believed by idiots.
Is if you watch a movie and you don't understand, if I don't understand it, the first thing I want to do is one of two things: either go back and watch that movie again and and have a better understanding because I know what's coming, and then I can look for other clues, or two, look out people who have written or created things that go into explaining it and discussing it. Those are the two things I want to do. If your first reaction is, I didn't understand it, and this review score over here says 32%, then I must be in the right in thinking that it's rubbish because I don't understand it, and I'll just never think about the movie again and never give it an opportunity again. That's annoying. That's frustrating. This is why
But then if
Rotten
but then
Tomatoes
if
is a
film-
factor
I
and
don't
why
know.
movie
I think we're talking
criticism and movies is just
I feel like
going
we're moving on to a
downhill.
different subject here, on the sense that if a film doesn't do its job right,
But what's doing its job right in your terms? It could be
we're
different
fucking
from
telling
mine.
a story. That's why I go see movies
but
to be
then
engaged
you
by
could-
other people's stories.
But look at the Tarantino Pulp Fiction way of doing it, which it wasn't new because Tarantino has never done anything original. But he took the idea of taking your structure and breaking it up and putting it in different ways, but it still tells a story, just not in a linear
fashion.
manner.
Yeah.
But some people might say, oh, well, that movie has failed because it didn't tell its story in a linear manner.
Yeah, but it's not about linear. It's just about telling the story. Exactly. Pulp Fiction told its story in a non-linear fashion, and then it did its job right. You come out of that film, and even though it hasn't told its story in a regular format, you still have all the pieces that on a single viewing you will come out and go, I understand what happened there. On a second viewing, you'll go, oh fuck, that film is actually really clever because it's got so much going on in the background. And then on a third viewing, you might pick up even more shit. That's awesome. That's a well-structured
But then
movie.
you're going to have people that come out of Pulp Fiction like, I didn't get it. It was all over the place, and the story didn't make sense because it just jumped around all over the
Yeah,
place.
but who said? I've never heard anybody say that.
Well, because you didn't have your monkey circle.
Monkey sphere. I looked up what that meant as well, just in the break. It's that because we have simple brains that aren't actually, we think we're smart, but we're not. At any time, we can only realistically visualize roughly 150 people.
That is the monkey sphere.
That's your monkey sphere. So basically, even though we know
Oh,
there are
Dunbar's
billions
number.
and billions of people, did you look this up as well?
I did.
Even though
He's not listening to this podcast. He's got all the free time to look shit up.
we know that there's billions and billions of people
He's
on the planet,
planning out what he's going to have for dinner later on.
you can only really cope with there being 150 that you have semblance of, basically.
Here's a very important question for you, Gary. Am I in your monkey circle?
Yeah, obviously.
Audio boy, am I in your monkey circle?
Monkey sphere.
Yeah.
I've committed to the circle.
You're in the room, of course you are.
So yeah.
Listeners out there, please email in or send us a social media post. Let me know if I'm in your monkey circle.
So man,
Monkey
I don't know.
sphere.
I'm just getting. I don't know. I'm getting. Yeah, I'm kind of. I don't know where I land anymore. I know what you mean, and I kind of agree with you. But I kind of disagree. I think I agree with you in the sense that if you're basing your review off of somebody else's review, you're doing your life wrong. Get your shit together.
Yeah. Have your own fucking opinions.
Find
Have
your
you-
own equilibrium, which
Yeah.
got 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know what that film
That's
is.
the best. That's the joke of the fucking
That's a
episode.
good gin. Well played.
I love
Wait,
Equilibrium,
do
by
you
the way.
not know Equilibrium?
No.
I fucking
Gun kata,
sometimes.
baby. Gun kata.
So, yeah, if you're doing that, you are doing it wrong. And if you come out of film and the first thing you do is go on Rotten Tomatoes and go, oh, sweet, 30%, sweet. Yeah, that's crap. Because even High Life, I came out and think, I didn't enjoy that. I didn't go to Rotten Tomatoes and go, I want to find out if I'm verified in my distaste. I went to Reddit and I typed in High Life movie and I read up a few other people's responses. And then as I read more and more and more people saying, yeah, I was just a bit of a fucking mess. I thought, all right, cool. So now my emotions are validated. Awesome.
I mean, the thing I enjoy doing the most is when I have a very vehement opinion about a movie, i.e., you could say Bohemian Rhapsody, and then I love to then go and read or watch the opinions of people who really enjoyed the film and try and understand it from their perspective. And sometimes their perspective can change mine. For example, Suspiria, the remake that came out last year, when I first watched it, didn't really click with me. I thought it just kind of plodded on for too long and I didn't really get its direction. And then I watched the Red Letter Media guys discuss it, and then I went back and watched it again after their discussion, and going in knowing their perspective, it was able to completely change how I perceived that film, because I went in with the original Suspiria in mind, not this new take on Suspiria, and so I had a very narrow outlook the first time, and then this time I had a much larger outlook and I was able to appreciate a lot more of what that film was trying to do. Whereas with Bohemian Rhapsody, I just realised a lot of people like Queen songs, and that's why they like the movie. So it's like,
It's an easy one. Yeah. But at the end of all of that, when it's all said and done, even after I've gone and either verified my views or I've gone and read other people's reviews and think, all right, cool. So it's just a not a me movie, like not Isle of Dogs, for example.
Or a B movie starring Jerry Seinfeld.
I still like to go to Rotten Tomatoes and just at any point have a check on. Just I like it. I think it gives you a nice, easy metric. I agree that you should be making your own opinions up, 100%. You shouldn't be basing them off of
looking at other people's opinions to try and either inform or whatever.
And you shouldn't be using these arbitrary, because I do agree they are arbitrary scores, but I like Rotten Tomatoes for the sheer fact that you can go on and at a glance go, cool, critics didn't like it, audience did like it. That means it's probably not going to be the highest of brow movies.
Speaking of arbitrary values,
not highbrow
and
movies.
the B movie, it scored a perfect 50%. What does that mean?
So here we go. Philip has now finally brought me around to the question that I'm going to ask. Philip, pick a movie at random and then give us the critic percentage and the user percentage.
The Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
No, because we've both seen that movie. Let's go for something a wee bit more.
Hook.
Okay, give us the percentage.
The film Hook.
Yeah.
Starring Robin Williams.
Yes.
Yeah. And Dustin Hoffman and Glenn Close.
And
that one. Well, did you like it?
Oh, it is Glenn Close. Well,
you guys like it?
She is put in the boom boom box.
What's her Julia Roberts as well?
Julia Roberts as well. Hook is a film that I think I liked as a kid, and it's not aged well. So I watched it recently and kind of went, ah. So I would give it, on the arbitrary score meter, the garometer, 58 probably.
Okay.
Still enjoyable enough.
Are you going to put an arbitrary score out there?
Not a.
Sure. I would give Hook 78%.
Okay. Well, the average audience score of the 730,000 people that have put their thing in is 76%, right? The critics review.
The people, apparently.
Critics review of the 61 critics that have reviewed it, 26%.
Oh,
that's a whole 50% difference right there.
See, I'm with the critics. I think watching that film.
What does that mean?
Well, here's the thing that comes with the. I also have.
It means that the. Sorry, you go. I didn't want to cut you across there.
I have another question. I want you to find a movie that Gary and I haven't seen.
Okay.
And we'll play with that in a sec. But
so while you're doing,
have you seen B movie?
Yes, obviously.
Oh, that's disappointing.
We're not idiots. We're living our best lives here. Well, I am. With Rotten Tomatoes, one of the things that I learned from reading some articles, which is always the worst thing to say, I read an article, is that the percentage is not the thing you should be looking at. It's the average user rating is what you should be looking at, because if you look at the average user rating, you can get a much kind of better sense. Because a perfect example is if you look at the DC movies, your Wonder Womans, your Suicide Squads, that kind of stuff, like minus Wonder Woman, all of the other ones have very low percentages, but their average user rating is actually higher and paints a much more interesting picture of those movies. But people don't look at that because it's kind of a small wee bit that's kind of grey at the bottom. They just look at the big 40% number.
Yeah, because I actually know exactly what you're talking about, because on Rotten Tomatoes specifically, let me think how I remember this. So on Rotten
Real
Tomatoes,
quick, have you seen Crazy Rich Asians?
No.
Okay.
So on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score, at the very least, I can't speak for the critic score, but the audience score, that percentage, you're right, is the overall. I think if X amount of people give it 3 stars and above, that counts as a negative, as a positive point, like positive percentage, and anything that gives it 1 or 2 stars is a negative percentage, and that's it. So even though everyone might give a film 3 stars, that's enough to knock it up to 100% certified fresh if everyone gave it 3 stars.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So it's
because I've tried to understand the tomato meter algorithm. And
also, while we're on, just as you said, tomato meter, what the fuck?
I know.
RottenTomatoes.com?
I don't know.
Who the fuck thought that up? Which dickhead when, I'm going to name my review website after this tasty red.
I mean, I'm not surprised
fruit.
that there's dickheads working at Rotten Tomatoes, because look at what
The name Rotten Tomatoes derives from the practice of audiences throwing rotten tomatoes when disapproving of a poor stage performance.
That's
There you
actually
go.
pretty good.
There you go.
I retract everything I just said because that's really well thought
I don't
out.
retract the dickhead comment. I'm keeping that out there. I
That's
can't remember.
good.
I can't,
That's actually really
yeah.
good.
So, what was I going to say about the?
Crazy Rich Asians.
No, I was going to say something about the tomato meter. Anyway, yeah. So now, as an experiment, Philip will. We've never seen Crazy Rich Asians.
I have.
Yeah.
Audio Boy has. Audio Boy is going to tell Gary and I
Music is life.
the percentages for Crazy Rich Asians, and then I will continue with this experiment.
Okay.
So,
Crazy
Audio
Rich
Boy,
Asians,
please
go.
tell us.
Do you want the critic score or the audience score?
Fun
Just-
fact about this movie before we go on.
You've
Genuine
never-
fact. Genuine fact. In Asia, this is just called Crazy Rich.
Oh yeah.
This is fun. This is funny.
It's like
isn't
how
it?
they don't call Chinese food in China.
Well,
call it food.
our Chinese food is nothing like Chinese food, though.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've seen Jamie Oliver go to a place before. That's not true. I've never watched Jamie Oliver do anything.
The film Three Amigos, when it was released in Spain, was just called Trace Friends. I think that's
they
really
changed
funny.
the word amigo to friend.
Yeah, because Amigos Spanish.
Yeah,
Three
but-
Amigos got changed in Spain. It's released as Trace Friends.
No, but is it released as Trace Friends or is it released as Trace Amigos?
No, Trace Friends.
Why the fuck did they change it?
Because why not?
I don't think you're understanding this, Gary.
That's just funny.
I'm not understanding this.
Because
Exactly, it's pointless.
because-
I love it.
in the US, they're saying amigos, but in Spanish-speaking countries, they're just saying friends, so they can't say amigos. So it wouldn't say three amigos. It would just sound like it's just friends to them. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So to them, it's just three friends, not three amigos. Because in a English-speaking country, amigos sounds foreign and fancy, and it's three amigos.
Yeah. And in
In Spain, it's just
Spain,
three friends.
Tres Amigos would just look. Oh, wait, no.
You're too tired for this.
I'm not getting it. I thought I was
You got like
getting
a
it, but I'm not.
39% on Rotten Tomatoes. Anyway. Okay, so one of the
I
scores.
don't feel good after that.
I just ruined your brain right now.
Yeah. Why? I don't understand why they change it.
They
I don't-
didn't change it. They just
No, but that's
they just
right,
put it out
exactly.
as the name.
But what does amigo mean in Spain?
Friends.
I'm so fucking confused why they change it then.
They
because if
didn't
it's-
change it. It's just the word amigos means friends. So in Spain, it just says three friends to them. But in a English-speaking country, it's three amigos.
Right. So why did they change it?
Didn't change anything. Nothing was
Because
changed.
if they left it as three amigos, you would have read it as three friends. In
Are
Spain.
you not getting the fact that Three Amigos is an English word followed by a Spanish word? Three Amigos.
Yeah.
So then in Spain, they did it the other way. So it's Trace Friends.
Yeah, I get it now. Get it.
Okay. Anyway,
Back to the experiment.
the public's view
I don't get it.
of Crazy Jesus. I knew that was coming.
Move on.
The audience gave Crazy Rich Asians a 77%.
Okay.
The critics gave it a 91%.
Okay, so you now have the information that Crazy Rich Asians from critics got 91% and from users got 77%. Was that? Yep. What does that tell you about the film?
It's probably worth a watch.
Okay. Is that it? Does it tell you anything else?
No.
Okay.
What does it tell you about the film? Are you going to go watch that film now?
Probably not, no.
Why?
This doesn't interest me as a comedy. I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah. I
Gavin
forgot.
doesn't like
don't
fun.
like laughing. I don't like teen things. I don't
He also
like
doesn't like
comedies.
rom-coms either.
I don't like rom-coms.
I like
Except this teen thing and this comedy and this rom-com that I've decided I do like.
I mean, Stranger Things at this point isn't. It's like a different thing. So please don't bring that back up and come at me again. Season 3 of Stranger Things is fucking solid.
I
and
need
it's,
to watch it.
and it's
I
no
really
longer
need to watch
about
it.
like teens in high school because they never go to high school in any of season 3. It's all about
because they're on summer holiday.
Is it all about the friends they make along the way? Because if you're about to fucking say that, you can shove right off. That's what every teen film is, you fuck.
now give us another film that we've not seen with a percentage score, please.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what films you haven't seen.
Just
This is hard because you guys watch a lot of films.
it's true.
It is true.
See, how am I supposed to come up on the spot with a film that neither of you have seen?
I've seen them all.
That's true. That's true. Gary has seen every single
Babes
film.
in the Woods. Seen that?
I don't even know what that is.
Babes in the Woods.
You seen Babes in the Woods?
No, I didn't know it's a film. It's about 3 babes in the wood.
Is that not like a pantomime?
No, it's a musical. I know that much. I couldn't tell you a single song from it though, and that shows you I have never seen it.
I mean, that doesn't tell me much. I mean,
I have a perfect memory when it comes to songs from musicals.
It's not a film.
is it Babe Pig?
Babes, is it Babes in the Wood?
Is it Babe
Oh.
Pig in the City?
Babes in the Woods.
What did I say? 3 Babe in the Wood.
I don't know.
I can't remember. Try Babes in Babe.
Try Babe Pig.
Here's
in the
something else that's come up. Girl in Woods.
There you go. That film.
Nope, because no critics have reviewed it.
God damn it.
Was that not the Natalie Dormer one where she went to like the suicide
No, that
forest in
was
Japan? Or was that
I actually
forest?
watched that. That was alright.
Jeremy
it was-
Benson.
was
Did she
alright.
get naked?
I think she did.
Oh, there you go.
I'm glad we're cutting all this.
Hey, I think I'm just talking shy. I don't
Have you
think this is a
seen
movie.
Robin Hood?
I just googled
Men in
Babes in the
Tights?
Wood, and all
Of course,
I've
I've seen
got is-
Robin Hood Men in. Have you seen the Russell Crowe Robin Hood?
No. Oh, the late. Yeah, that one. That's a good shout.
The Ridley Scott one. Go for that.
You seen it?
Yeah, I've seen the first 20 minutes and I just gave up.
I'm so confused that this isn't a film.
It's a pantomime.
Nah, Babes in the Wood was a film. I remember it.
Maybe you're thinking of a porn that you watched.
No, it
Okay,
wasn't a
I
porn.
have 2010 Robin Hood starring Russell Crowe. Gary has not seen it.
Nope.
Gavin has seen the first 20 minutes and then gave up.
Even if that.
Okay. So we have the critics review 43% and the audience review is 58%.
Okay, Gary. So, 2010's Robin Hood starring Russell Crowe. 43% from critics, and what was the user one?
58.
58% from users. You go into the website, you click in Robin Hood, you look at the percentages. What does that tell you?
Probably not gonna worth a watch.
Why?
It's got low score.
And then that's it. You just go on about the rest of your day. You never watch Robin Hood.
Nah. I don't understand what your point is. You aren't going to go watch Crazy Rich Asians that had a good score.
I mean, yeah.
What point
It's
are you
almost like
making?
I mean, I love their food.
What is your point? What's the point you're making?
The entirety of this whole Rotten Tomatoes look at a percentage thing is pointless. It doesn't do anything.
It's just confirmation bias at the end of the day.
It's just people need their opinions to be reinforced because they're delicate and they're pointless. And I hate Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay. And I'm going to wrap on that because you look like you're getting really cross. You're going to start stomping your feet, having a
I'm
little
also
cross
just sick
Rotten
of
Tomatoes.
movie critics just putting their political agendas into their opinion-based movie reviews.
Oh, fuck, what? All right, wait, I'm not rapping on that. What does that mean? What, please
What is just like
explain.
if a movie comes out and even if it's not good, it plays into their political bias and reinforces it, so they then think the movie is good.
Oh,
Give
I
it-
know what film you're talking about.
And then give it
I know exactly what films you're
Give it-
talking about right
what
now.
film
give
are you
it
talking
good
about?
scores, and then
You're
it
going to
just
out yourself here.
What film are you
You're
talking
gonna do
about?
I know exactly which one you're talking about here. There's 2 films in particular.
I wasn't interested what you think. I know what we both know which one of them is.
What?
No, I'm not. I'm waiting until you
What
say
is it?
One of them would be Booksmart.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
off.
that's not what I thought you were going with. This.
Okay, where were you going with
that's
it then?
just a good movie.
No, it's not. It's really
It's a
not
good
good.
movie.
It's not even
How
close.
is
It's
it
like
not a
an
good
it's like an
movie?
okay movie.
That's a good film.
What were the two
Political-
movies you were thinking of then?
Black Panther and Captain Marvel.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that.
Because you hate women and minorities.
I don't hate any of them.
I mean,
I
Booksmart.
mean, Black Panther is a perfect example
Booksmart has
because Captain
women and minorities in it,
Marvel,
and you didn't like it.
but then Far From Home had minorities and women in
Okay,
it, and I
here we
enjoyed
go.
that.
The Rotten Tomatoes scores for Booksmart. That was the one that you're like.
Well, but
"Ugh."
it doesn't matter because he doesn't fucking agree with them. You could tell him anything right now.
Audience
he'll go,
was
"Brr."
77%. The critics were 97%.
Wow, what a fucking shocker! Critics were loving that film.
Because it's good.
It's not good. Black Panther is a perfect example though, because
Did you read any critic reviews about how good Booksmart was? Just out of curiosity.
After-
Did you go and read any other
Yeah.
reviews about it?
after the movie, yeah,
Yeah?
because with how much Audio Boy
I
loves that
absolutely
film,
adore that film.
he adores everything about that
I
film.
thought it was great.
And I watched that and I thought, oh wow, this is real, just not that
Whose
good.
reviews? Wait, whose good reviews did you read about Booksmart?
I just googled reviews for Booksmart and I just started plowing through them.
And what do they say?
Just the new coming of like a expressive teen life, and it shows girls in an environment that doesn't get shown in cinema, and
Yeah.
it has a great diverse cast of rich people that shine on screen. And I'm
And
just
you
like,
hated all of that.
I didn't hate it. I just like, this is a continuation of this bullshit teen high school drama nonsense that Hollywood continues to push, and I'm bored of it. I was so bored of it. I don't care about who you're in love with in high school. I don't care if you're going to go off to college. I don't care about it. And people like Booksmart's like,
Yeah, but that's just your personal preference, man.
I know. And when people like Booksmart's the second coming of Christ, I'm like, it's not. It's just like any other teen drama movie that's out there. It's another
but it's-
Edge of 17.
Oh, man, I just
it's or any of those fucking
I
boring
just feel like you can't, because
teen
if you spoke to
high
someone,
school drama movies.
if you spoke to someone that didn't like horror films and they said I don't like The Thing, you'd be up in arms.
No, I would go, why do you not like The Thing?
Don't like horror films.
It's just another horror film.
It's just another horror film. It's just scary. Don't like it because of that.
Fine. Don't go watch horror films.
Fine. Don't go watch.
But
No, you
people were
didn't.
saying Booksmart was this incredible piece of game-changing
Yeah.
cinema that was
People-
the best film of the
Pe-
year.
people told
And
me-
it's
people
not.
told me The Thing
It's
was
the
great.
Same film as
People told me The Thing was going to be phenomenal, and I went and seen it. It was just a scary movie. It just had a bunch of aliens in it.
People say a lot of things.
I know.
It's like,
And then it all gets boiled down into it's a percentage, and that's it. See, what we had there was a discussion about movies. We had different opinions, and it was interesting. Do you know what's not interesting? Gary, 44%. That's what I think of it. What do you think of it? 38%. Well, there we go. Let's move on. Boring. I want us to fucking get expressive and talk about films and get excited or angry. That's more interesting than he thinks Booksmart's 98%. I don't give a fuck about his percentage. I want to know why he's wrong about liking that film so I can tell him why I'm right about hating it.
I'm
That's
tired.
the joy of talking about movies.
I'm very tired and I'm done with this conversation. You can wrap. Good night.
This has been the Meandering Movie Podcast.
So angry. Keep going.
You can reach us on social medias such as Twitter at Meandering Pod, Facebook, facebook.com/Meandering Movie Podcast, Instagram, search for the Meandering Movie Podcast. Email us at meanderingmoviepodcast@gmail.com, not gmail@gmail.com, which I wrongfully said before. Gary's on Twitch, Pixels
Twitch.
Cafe.
Pixels Cafe.
He's playing a bunch of like Sea of Thieves and Sims and Overwatch and stuff like that.
It's
And
good.
he's got a lovely dining room, so
It is good.
leave him a wee message and
Please do.
follow him.
Come follow. Say hello.
Uh,
Streaming most days.
Here's something we haven't said in a while. Please, if you have any ideas for episodes, silly or serious, jump onto one of those many platforms and let us know.
Straight up, make sure you like us on Facebook, actually, because with the Avengers, well, I'm assuming the entirety of the Marvel cinematographic universe,
Cinematic universe.
cinematic universe coming out.
Good God, you're tired.
I am tired. Yeah, keep your eye on Facebook. We're planning a giveaway of some sort, so make sure you've liked us on Facebook to keep up to date with any news. So, all of them, because we'll put it up on everything.
Also, on place like SoundCloud or iTunes, leave a wee review of your thoughts, your opinions. Let us know how much you love Audio Boy and how much you hate me and what else you want to hear from the podcast. So please
Give us your arbitrary value for the
Yes,
rating of
Give us a
Booksmart.
score.
Please just give a percentage of what you think of me. Because that's what I want in the end.
Still three of us.
So, yeah, thanks for listening. Have a wonderful day. And please have your own opinions about movies and talk to your friends about movies.
Peace out, hombres.
Bye.
I love you so much.
It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. So